Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Kevin. I wanted to bring you an update tonight on something very important that I think all my preppers should be aware of, and it's going to be very valuable information as you continuously prepare to stockpile food and prepare yourselves for all the challenges that we are going to face as a country and as a community, particularly with food and potential food shortages. Now, last night I was explaining to you that somebody had shared with me from an Economic Ninja video that we were to possibly expect food riots in the grocery stores this summer. And I've been hearing more about these potential food riots and just riots in general, more and more today, in numerous different areas, in numerous different sectors, in numerous different parts of the country and the world. But what I wanted to bring to you tonight was, a little bit of a heads up and, something to keep your eye on for potential problems down the road, especially as it relates to U.S. grown and produced food. Farmers are still having trouble finding essential crop inputs for this year and expect the same for next year, 2023. Let me go into this a little bit further and explain to you the big problem with this. Diesel prices are at a record levels. We're all aware of the high price of fuel. No surprise there. We see it at the pump. We feel it at the pump. The price of dry fertilizer for corn are double what farmers paid last year. That's 2x. So if it costs them double to make it, it's going to cost us double to buy it, or at least double to buy it. You got to remember there's a profit margin, a percentage tacked on top of that. Planting progress sits at the slowest pace since 2013, with farm machinery parts on back order or in short supply. Now, this is probably the biggest concern and biggest problem with the current situation is the machinery parts and them not being available for the farmers. Farmers, and it's not just the farmers, it's the manufacturers too, to create the products and create the machines that the farmers need to get the work done. Farmers continue to voice concern about input prices, not just this year, but also in anticipation for higher prices in 2023. While some producers say they haven't been able to buy some of the inputs they need, no matter the price. And that's really alarming because, it's like what I was telling you, the price is going to go up. The prices are going to keep going up. But now and I'm talking about like just everything in general. But in this instance, the farmers are saying, look, we either have the money or we'll get the money. We'll pay any price. We just need the inputs required so that we can continuously produce our crop yields. And they can't get what they need no matter the price. Like it's just not possible. And to put this into perspective, 2021 ended with record high input increases, which included phosphate at over $900 a ton, and that was up 87% from normal rates for phosphate. Potash, 769 per ton, 129% increase. Dry urea, which is basically nitrogen, $859 a ton. And various forms of nitrogen are needed for farmers and crop production, but you were seeing about a 140% increase on all these on all forms of nitrogen, basically anywhere from like 110% to 140% increase. And now, almost midway through the 2022 farming year, farmers are more concerned that the lack of availability will be far worse than the price inflation. I think we can handle the price, but handling the shortage is that's like unmanageable. And if you just can't get it, you can't produce. Farmers across the country are being impacted by low farm machinery inventory levels. And that was what I was talking about earlier with the manufacturers not having access to the parts to create the machinery needed. Farmers continue to experience difficulty obtaining inputs to plant the 2022 crops. And this is alarming because the longer they wait, the less likely they are to be able to produce the levels that are going to be required. Many farmers receiving notice from several input suppliers that their supplier would be unable to deliver inputs they had already purchased for use in the 2022 crop season. And I mean, this is equipment and inputs pre-purchased that the suppliers are now saying that they cannot deliver. And this is real. This is real. I've already seen it in our sector. Like I said, we're in construction, and it's extremely unfortunate when you've got an order placed for months, and then you get the notification that, hey, the price has gone up since you've bid the job. The price has gone up since you've contracted the job. The price has gone up since you've ordered it. But in these situations, it's even worse than that. It's, hey, you're just not going to get it. I know you've been waiting for it, you've ordered it, and you were expecting it, but we just can't deliver it, so you're not going to get it. These include issues sourcing herbicides, having problems obtaining farm machinery parts like we discussed earlier, issues with fertilizer availability. I know there's been some suggestions from the White House on ways to resolve this fertilizer availability problem. Having problems finding insecticides as well, which is a huge, Michelle and I, we were talking about why the organic foods cost so much. And, I think that the cost of actually producing them without the insecticides is a huge factor in how much is lost in the production, because most of that crop gets damaged by bugs and other insects just, feeding on it. So, it's just, that's a little bit besides the point, going the organic route, but, not having the insecticides, for those who aren't specifically going the organic route, is going to be a huge problem, because that just means the crops that are out there to be produced are going to be at greater risk of being damaged and compromised. The concerns aren't just for 2022, but they're for 2023 as well. There's really no positive outlook right now for the future of farmers and farming. Economists anticipate over half of crop producers' input prices to rise above the currently inflated 2022 prices. So if and when we do get to a point that the farmers can actually get the inputs that they need, there's going to be a continuous price increase and continuous price inflation for these inputs to be able to produce the foods that we need. And so, we are potentially looking at a period of shortage. We're looking at a period of shortage. And then hopefully, potentially after that, we're going to be looking at, this, and it's crazy that I'm saying this, but this is like best case scenario. We're going to have a shortage on food based on farmers not being able to get the inputs that they need, whether it be the insecticides or herbicides or the nitrogen or the fertilizer. But, after that shortage, if the farmers can get what they need, then we're going to see massive price increases greater than what we are already seeing right now, which is devastating to think about. But, with this information being available, do what you can with it as best possible, as soon as possible, because this problem doesn't look like this problem is going to have a resolution like relatively soon, and we need to be mindful of the potential bottlenecks and disruptions in the supply chain on like just every level, not just the transportation from the farm to the store through trucking and labor shortages and things like that, or maybe even from the stores getting them on the shelves, because I know a lot of stores are short staffed and or letting staff go, ultimately creating labor shortages, making it more difficult for them to stock the shelves, so that when we do go to the stores, we see empty shelves. But this is just another blow. I mean, I don't think this is the next big news event but it is definitely one of those things that you're going to want to keep an eye on, because when we do get to a point where the stores are empty, don't act like you didn't know it was happening or going to happen. So just remember that farmers are still having trouble finding essential crop inputs for the 2022 and anticipated for the 2023. And, we just need to be mindful. If you are growing your own, be mindful of that as well, that some of these inputs may not be available for you, whether you're using big machinery or small machinery, or whether you're using insecticides or not, your fertilizer situation. This will affect everybody. And, relying on our dependency of other countries to provide us with the foods that we need, we're going to need some sound and some serious plans to overcome the obstacles and, possible food shortage, crisis, and chaos that we're probably going to see here really, really soon. And once we see it widespread, it's going to last for a while. And some of these products, like, not every single product is going to be affected, but I could imagine seeing some key staples like corn and lettuce and sunflower oils. Now, with that being said, maybe we don't see too much more trouble out of chicken if we can get past this bird flu scenario, because I'm talking about the foods and crops and things that are being planted that require the big machinery. So maybe down the road we have updates from farmers in other areas that could expand the problem bigger than what it is right now, but we don't right now. But what's most important is to pay attention and develop a plan and execute, and just make sure that you're doing all you can to be best prepared for the possible food shortages that we could see as a result of the farmers just not being able to get the inputs that they need to produce. I hope everybody has a wonderful night and is safe. And I will bring you another update. I'll try to bring you another update tomorrow or maybe two. And I appreciate everybody who's watched. Please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. I'm actually going to take the comments from the last video and just kind of like compile them and see where everybody's kind of clustered, because I do appreciate everybody commenting on what area that they're watching from, and see if I can get some more information and drill down to certain areas so that I can bring you more of what's affecting your area. This right here is I think this is kind of across the country, especially in the western part of the country where we're going to see a lot of farming in the Midwest. But I'll try to bring more regional updates, and if there's any other requests, just drop them in the comments or hit me up in my email. I'll put it in the description. Take care, be safe, talk to you soon, bye.